Hello everyone, Derek's Damn Toys, and we are back with another action figure review. Today we've got the NXT. I'm not exactly sure what series, because I want to say there was like 2 or 3 waves of the NXT line before they officially shut that down. But today we've got the Ec3 Ethan Carter III NXT figure. Only accessory we are missing is the NXT brand specific microphone, but to be honest, I'm not hurting for that. And as you can see, we don't have any plastic prison to get him out of, so why don't we just get right into these accessories. First things first, of course, he does come with 3 sets of interchangeable hands. We've got the set of mic holding / weapon holding hands. We've got a set of fist hands, and we've also got a set of Ec3 I want to say he used to wipe the 3 across his chest and throw it up in the air or whatever. I'm not exactly too sure, I can't remember. Of course, because this figure does not have double jointed arms, he can't really do that too well. But the seller did also have his Ec3, his NXT Rey Mysterio style rubber t-shirt, which at least it's not like one of those ugly, god-awful rubber t-shirts that we used to get back in the day from Mattel. At least it's one of the ones that just pops up over the head, and I knocked the figure down. Was just gonna kind of show you. It pops up over the head, boom. May be a little bit of a struggle to get it over the head scan depending on how big the head is, but you know, it looks good, it does the job. It'd be nice to see cloth versions of these with bendy wire in them, so then that way they won't roll up on you or whatever. Either way, it's still a really nice accessory to have for Ec3, even though I don't do anything with the NXT moniker for my pick fed. You know, as long as he's not sitting there from behind and you see the NXT logo, you won't think too much of it. And realistically, I could probably acetone the NXT off of the shirt, but I don't really want to do that, but who knows. Either way, let's try to get this rubber shirt back off so we can get into the Ec3 action figure himself. Boom. Not as difficult as I thought it was going to be, just kind of had to do it off camera. First things first, the one and only Ec3 head scan, if I recall, because I know he did have a basic, but I want to say it reuses this exact head scan anyway. It is a really good head scan. The hair looks really nice, and the face scan also looks a lot like Ec3. Of course, it does have a little bit of smudging on it, but honestly, if I have to, I'll hit a little bit of acetone on it and it should look just fine. Of course, there is a little paint smudge behind the ear there too, but not too worried, because back when these head scans were being made, I want to say this is before the true effects, because it does have the semi-cartoony look to it that Mattel used to have with some of their action figures. Getting into the attire itself, this is probably one of Ec3's more popular attires. Of course, he did have a blue one that I really liked too, that they did make into a basic, but you know, not gonna take the time to sit here and paint all the yellow on the trunks to make it blue, just so I can then swap the arms and stuff to make the attire blue. The yellow will do just fine, and in fact I think the yellow looks a tad bit better. That may just be personally me, but I would love to see what that blue figure would have looked like in Elite form, at least in hand, because I've seen pictures of it and people do a really great job customizing that attire back in the day. Of course, you've got the yellow gauntlets with the diamond logo on them, if I can get it to focus. Nothing on the back side of the wrist tape. You've got the nice yellow trunks with the, I'm not even sure exactly what those are supposed to be. Maybe they're like crowns there, or maybe they're supposed to be wings. I'm not too sure. But you get another little diamond in the middle of those, and you've got the Ec3 on the buttocks. You've got 3 on the knee pads that are also in the nice yellow design with black knee tape underneath them. Of course though, if you bend the knee, you'll see there's a little bit of skin tone to be revealed underneath the knee pad, so they didn't use full black knees, which is whatever, I'm not complaining. And then we've got the classic plain black boots, as of course this figure was made before the double jointed arms, so we've got the single joint arms with the pin in the arm. What a time to be alive. Just, you know, I'll never forget the struggle it was posing some of these figures in certain poses, because we only got double jointed arms, and now it has become a custom to have double jointed arms on not just the elites, but on the Ultimate Edition figures as well. So it's a really nice touch to see how far Mattel has come into the game. But speaking about that, you know, why don't we get EC3 in his final pose and we can get finished with this action figure review. Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got the EC3 up in his final pose, all I can say is this is a nice little blast from the past to see this figure in my hand, of course with the retro style of articulation. And one thing I can also definitely say is it's nice to finally get this figure in the collection, just because I've never owned this figure. I don't think I own any figure from the original NXT wave. Oh wait, no, technically the Austin Aries also came from the NXT wave. Just kind of thought about that, but other than those two, I can't recall owning any other NXT line figures from those waves, because I want to say there was a Bobby Roode, maybe a Drew McIntyre, and a few other figures that were in that line. And well, now EC3, he may not be one of the top stars in one of the biggest promotions, but he does do the NWA TV show, and I want to say he does do a couple of other indie shows, but I'm not too sure exactly what this man does nowadays, as EC3, when he got released from WWE and all that stuff, he kind of slowly just started to fall off, and understandably so. He tried to do the control your narrative thing, which I think that fizzled out really quick. I don't know, it's just it's a weird time to be EC3 after he got released. But when it comes to the action figure himself here, I am definitely digging it. I wish I would have been able to get my hands on this a lot sooner, but never too late to find it in the aftermarket for a decent price, I guess, as I didn't pay anything over, like, I want to say I didn't pay anything over $2. I think that's what I paid, like, max, and that's almost essentially retail price to get a figure that is once in a lifetime. You didn't really get any other EC3 Elite. So with that being stated, on the scale to 1 to 10, what would I rate this, knowing how this is the retro feeling, the older style of articulation? I definitely want to give this a good solid 8.5 out of 10. I'd say a good solid 9, but you know, it would have been maybe a lot nicer if we could have, I don't know, maybe could have gotten like interchangeable head scans, though wouldn't have been around this time that we do, so I can't even really like account for that. But at the end of the day, knowing how these figures could have been made back then if Mattel was doing it, having a double jointed EC3 definitely would have been top tier of my playlist there. Still definitely is. Maybe one of these days I'll take the time to find nice, decent sized arms. Like, for instance, you know, if it was the same skin tone, the LA Knight arms actually would probably be a decent candidate there. But enough said about that. I gave him an 8.5 out of 10. When it comes to the Dave Meltzer star ratings, the good old 1 to Young Buck match, what would I give this? I gave him an 8.5, so honestly a solid 4 out of 5 stars I think suffices fairly well. If this was at a 9, a 4.5 star out of 5 stars would have been the way to go. But at the end of the day, 8.5 does just fine with the 4-star rating. So on that note, I think we're gonna head out of here. So if you like this video, feel free to like the video, and if you did not like the video, womp womp I guess. But of course, I would say stay tuned after this review comes out, because I'm gonna kind of do my reviews in a bit of reverse order. So I've got a little figure review who I want to say he's faced Ec3 before, just not in WWE, while they both were in TNA. And let's just say it's actually one hell of a figure. Maybe some of the choices could have been made a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it is still a pretty great figure. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to tease it too much here, because then you might just go and watch somebody else's review on it. I don't know. You probably do that anyways. It's not really my guess. But anywho, either way, keep an eye out for that other video I'm gonna be posting after this. And if you guys would like to, maybe feel free to like the video after all. It would be nice to see some likes on the video. Who doesn't like to see their content getting liked? And on top of that, if you guys would like to, maybe feel free to go check out some of my other content, such as action figure reviews, unboxings, pick fed content, and even at worst case scenario, we do some oddball stuff every now and again, like how to fix the current modern day Mattel legs, because, you know, God forbid, half of them don't come with wonky legs. So if you'd like to be able to have your figures kick forward without them just stiffen up on you, I have a video that may have a decent solution for you if you're willing to play in some hot water. On that note though, if you guys would like to, feel free to go subscribe to me on Instagram, or go follow me on Instagram, whatever you guys would like to say there. I can't really say too much. I don't know why the music just paused as I brought this up. But if you guys don't want to, or even if you do want to do that, but you also want to help me out a little bit, we are currently sitting at 333 subscribers. So it would be a nice help so we can get to the next goal, which is 350 subscribers. We're like right there. What is it, like 18 more to go? Because if we had another 10, that'd be 43. No, 17 more to go. 17. Either way, was fairly close on my math there. And yeah, on that note, have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I just know I have to work after I am like done reviewing this. So at the end of the day, time to go take a good old nap and get ready for my 4-day week at work, because God forbid I could just live for free in the modern day America. Obviously, we'll never see living for free. If you want that, you might want to go back to caveman times. Anywho, I digress. I am going to sign out of here before I ramble about some more random shit. Deuces, ooses.